The call came just as I was parking at the hospital. My brother's name lit up my phone. 2 missed calls, then a text. We all voted that she should stay. It took me a few seconds to process it. Then another message appeared. She's fine. Just didn't fit in with the others. You can pick her up if you want. I stared at the words. At first, I thought it was a joke. Then I heard the background noise, a boarding announcement in his voice message. My 7-year-old niece, Ella, had been left at the airport by family vote. The same family who posed for Christmas cards in matching sweaters. The same man who once cried on my shoulder saying he didn't know how to be a father. I didn't shout, didn't call, didn't drive straight there. I sat still in my car, hands gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles turned white. Because I knew what that meant. He'd done it to hurt me, not her. Ella was mine in every way but blood, and he'd always hated that. The security officer at the airport found her sitting near the terminal window, clutching her pink backpack. She didn't cry when she saw me. She just said, "They forgot me again," and held out her hand like she was used to it. I drove her home in silence. Later that night, as she slept in my bed, I scrolled through my brother's photos. Him, his wife, her mother's family, first-class champagne, laughter. Ella wasn't in a single one. My brother's caption read, "Family vacation, no drama this time." No drama. That's what he called leaving a child behind? I reread his messages again and again. We all voted. The words felt surgical, detached, a unanimous cruelty. That was when something cold settled inside me, like ice in my lungs. Not rage, something far quieter. Calculation. For 3 days I played along, sent polite messages, asked about their flight, acted distant but civil. In the background, I started digging. Airline records, group booking details, the flight manifest, his wife's name, her mother's, 2 cousins, and an extra ticket that wasn't used. Ella's seat. He'd canceled it 30 minutes before boarding. I checked his credit card activity. Same pattern. Hotel charges for 6 guests instead of 7. It wasn't a mistake, it was deliberate. I didn't sleep. I just watched her breathe beside me, her small hand resting on my arm like a silent question I couldn't answer. By the 4th day, I'd mapped it all out. His itinerary, the business partner he was meeting, the inheritance papers waiting for my father's signature next month. He thought he was cleaning his image, removing distractions. And Ella, her mother's only daughter, was the distraction. I smiled, because for once he'd made my work easy. When he returned, he called like nothing had happened. "Hey, thanks for grabbing her. We were running late. She was being difficult." I interrupted. She was sitting by gate 43 alone for 3 hours. Silence. Then laughter. "You're so dramatic." I said nothing. The next morning, I delivered an envelope to his office. Inside, copies of the airline's passenger manifest, security footage stills of Ella at the terminal, a transcript of his canceled seat transaction, and a notarized draft of the inheritance revision removing him entirely. He called within minutes. His voice cracked. "You can't do that. You don't have the authority." "I do," I said. "Dad signed everything last night." He didn't speak for a while, then whispered, "You're insane." I smiled. "No, I'm precise." That evening, I invited him over. He arrived with the same arrogant calm he wore all his life, until he saw Ella running up to me, her arms around my neck. She looked at him and froze. He tried to smile. She hid behind me. That broke him more than the papers ever could. He looked smaller suddenly, fragile. "Tell her," I said. His eyes flickered. "Tell her what?" "The truth. That you voted her out." He shook his head. "She won't understand." I leaned closer. "She already does." He turned away. His hands trembled. I watched the weight of what he'd done settle in his shoulders. The guilt, the humiliation, the quiet knowledge that he'd been stripped of everything that made him a man. He left without a word. It's been 6 months. Ella still asks sometimes why her father doesn't call. I tell her the truth. He made a choice. She nods, accepts it. Children are honest that way. My brother, on the other hand, lost everything. The inheritance, the business, his wife's respect. They say he drinks now, wanders around with a phone full of photos of a child who no longer looks at him the same. I don't hate him. I don't feel anything at all. Some nights I replay the moment she ran to me at the airport, the small, trembling hand that reached out through all the noise and chaos, trusting I would come. I did. And when I look at her now, I know what I became that day wasn't cruel. It was necessary. He left her behind once. I made sure the world left him behind forever.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.